Sukkos is, of course, Zaman Simchasenu, the time of the year in which we experience the highest and most sublime levels of joy. What's the source of that simcha? How can that simcha possibly be commanded? What are we meant to do with the feelings and emotions of simcha that we have? Rabbi, in the second chelek of Ali Shur, has a remarkable insight. The pasuk in Parshas Ha'azinu that we read just recently describes how, when we were in the Midbar, God surrounded us with protection and with love. Yisovivenu Yevonenehu, that we were ki'ishon eino, that we were like the pupil of the eye. Rabbi explains that when a person expresses that hakaras hatov, that gratitude for the divine providence and protection that is constantly provided by the Ribono Shel Olam, there are two forces, two factors that are being expressed, two factors at work. On the one hand, we are simply grateful for our good fortune to be under that divine wing, that divine providence. But perhaps even more importantly, Rabbi suggests that the reason why the clouds that protected us in the Midbar were labeled and called the Ananei HaKavod was because of the glory that they implied that is within us. Yisovivenu Yevonenehu means not only that God protected us, but that God deemed us worthy of protection. There is an element of hisromamus. There is an element of elevation for the protected, not only the material benefits of being safe and secure, but of being worthy of that protection. This is a chag in which we celebrate the fact that we are worthy of that protection. When a person has that attitude, that feeling of being elevated, that feeling of being worthy of the divine consideration, which is something, of course, that we experience over Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur as well, as we are kivnei marom, and we are worthy of his judgment, worthy of his consideration. There are a number of things that will happen in a number of ways in which we are affected. First of all, we can and will experience a great deal of joy. We will delight in our worthiness. We will delight in the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has designated us to be the center, the pupil of the eye, the Ishon Ino of the entire cosmos, of our entire solar system, that we stand at the center, worthy of that divine protection. When a person experiences that joy, there is a further element of now flipping things around and becoming even more protected because of that emotion that we feel. We know that on the holiday of Sukkos, there are two things that happen. There is the fact that we celebrate the fact that we were protected, and it is Zaman Simchasenu. We have just outlined the fact that being protected generates a unique form of simcha. But being besimcha generates as well a unique form of protection. When a person is besimcha, they are protected from various vulnerabilities, self-doubt, and other types of obstacles to growth and to excellence. It is only when we are confident, it is only when we are sure that we have that sense of value, that sense of worth, it is only when we are besimcha that we are most truly protected and on our way to the greatest success. Part of the sukkah that we sit in on the holiday is the sukkah of simcha, is the sukkah of confidence, is the sukkah of hataras hasveikos, ein simcha ka'hataras hasveikos. There is no joy like the joy of having so many of our questions answered. And the most important questions we ask ourselves revolve around our own self-worth. We should have a chag of incredible joy and incredible simcha, of incredible protection, protection that leads to simcha, simcha that leads to protection, and both of which that lead to geula shlema.